my lungs. And if my mind worked backwards just for a minute, I'd hold on to you before the memory's gone. I remember you, you left my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember, I remember you, you left my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember. When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind worked backwards just for a minute, I'd hold on to you before the memory's gone. I remember you, you left my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember, I remember you, you left my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember. When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind worked backwards just for a minute, I'd hold on to you before the memory's gone. I remember you, you left my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember. mind work backwards just for a minute. I hold on to you before the memory's gone. I remember you. You left my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you. You make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember. I remember you. You left my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you. You make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember.
G'day Roosters, welcome to the July edition of the Dusty Visor Mancave Sessions. Make sure you got a beer, I have. It's freezing out there, it's already -1, so hope you all got the fire going, got a beer. Friday night, well, might as well get into some talk about bikes, eh? Anyway, what's been happening in July? So far this month, MotoGP. Now, if you follow MotoGP, especially this year, you'll know it's been a Marc Marquez frickin' fest all season. He's basically won everything he hasn't crashed at. And, of course, he just won Germany. Cleaned up there, clean sweep in Germany. This weekend is the Czech GP. One of his favourite tracks, so expect more of the same. It's really just been Marc Marquez all season. Well, I love him or not. But anyway, that's what's happening with Marc Marquez. He's certainly comfortable on the Ducati now, and what a great decision it was. I bet Ducati's not regretting it at all, picking Marc Marquez over Jorge Martín. Now, speaking of old Jorge Martín, he's been declared fit for this weekend, so he will be racing this weekend. And he also announced this morning that he's happy to stay with Aprilia. Well, I don't know if he's happy, but he says he's staying with Aprilia till the end of his contract, 2026. I think he's been told to pull his head in. He took a lot of flack from people, the fans and stuff. He lost a lot of fans, actually. And just for lack of loyalty, you know, he's behaving a bit like a small child, throwing his toys around. So, yeah. Jorge Martín, I don't expect him to be on the podium this weekend. He's had 2 big crashes this year, busted himself up. He said he broke 12 ribs. I don't know if it was 12. But anyway, he's going to be a bit more cautious than normal. Not that he is ever cautious. But it'll be interesting to see. Of course, Top Rack's going to MotoGP next season. He's going to be racing with the Pramac Yamaha team. And, of course, there's already 2 riders there. Jack Miller, who's doing pretty well this season, to be fair. He's had a few top 10 finishes, so that's pretty good. And, of course, we've got, what's his mate there? Old Oliveira, of course, Oliveira. So, Oliveira, there's only 2 bikes. Top Rack's got 1. So, who would you choose over Oliveira and Mark Miller? I think Miller's going to keep the seat based on his recent performances. We just have to wait and see. But they'll announce that decision. Pramac's going to announce the decision on who they're going to keep after the summer break. That's end of August, I think. And don't forget, there's a few Moto 2 riders eyeing to move up to the Premier class as well. They'll generally go to satellite teams first before they go to factory teams. So let's see what happens there. some other Moto 2 riders potentially in the mix. Quite interesting to see. G'day everybody, g'day Q, Steve, you made it back to Australia without any too much dramas. Hope Will is on tonight. Well, Will, if you're on, it says there's 8 people watching, so if you're on, just drop into the chat there and just let us know who you are, where you're from. Be good to know. You need to be signed into your Google account, which will sign you into the YouTube account at the top right of your screen. If you don't know that already. Oh, and Steve's still in New Zealand, so he's on. He's not in the middle of having his tea. Normally he's in Brisbane. He's a couple of hours behind us. So anyway, -1 here at the moment. It certainly won't be that where you are, Steve. But we're a bit deeper in the south here, of course. So yeah. What else has been happening? I want to talk about Arch. Anybody know what Arch motorcycles are, or? I don't know if anybody else knows. Nobody? Arch? Okay, I'll tell you. All right, so Arch is Keanu Reeves. If you know about Keanu Reeves, you know he's a very fanatical motorbike rider. He loves all sorts of bikes, mostly road bikes to be fair. He was seen at the Isle of Man this year. And so anyway, here's a motorcycle company doing custom... I mean, he's based in California, so predictably sort of custom Harley-powered bikes, Buell-looking sort of bikes. But anyway, he's decided him and his partner, they're going to jump into the racing. And if we know yeah, that's right, you guys, okay, we're all in there. So if you know racing in the States, they've got a AMA, which is the American Motorcycle Association. That's who runs all the racing in the States, affiliated to FIM. They have a class called King of the Baggers, which is designed for Harleys, but ideal. Indians seem to be cleaning them up. But anyway, that's another story. I'm not a big fan of the baggers. It's kind of, you can't make a silk purse out of a sow's ass, But I've also got another class that's basically a naked bike class. And it is called Super Hooligan. And so anyway, Arch Motorcycles are going into, or they have started racing in the Super Hooligan series in the States. We can see here that it talks about article talking about Keanu's Arch entering in the US series this year, and then once they get a bit of experience up, get the bikes sorted out and tuned up, they're going to be right into Isle of Man. So hopefully they'll take it to Europe. Yeah, I'd say it's similar to a Buell. I know that they're using a Suda built motor for them and a frame and chassis, so I'm not quite sure what Arch actually built. But it sounds like they basically went to Suda and says, build us a race bike. Engine and all. We see here's the bike here. Okay, this is it. This is the first bike. They've just released another one as well, like an improved version. But Suter, what do you call it? Suter, I think they're from Switzerland, and so they designed this bike for them. And I've got the stats. I think it's only 150 horsepower. Doesn't sound that much to me these days, but I suppose it's just a big V twin. I don't know. I guess I don't know. Maybe it'll. I don't know. V twin. Americans can't seem to get their head away from V twins. I don't know. I mean, we all love V twins, but those big old pushrod ones. This is not a pushrod one, by the way. So I've got some stats here. It's 190 kilos, so it's not the lightest bike in the world. Got a Suda transmission with slipper clutch. Guy riding it's a guy called Corey Alexander. Apparently he's a experienced American motorcycle rider. There's only one. Well, so there is two. Aquapovic titanium exhaust. Brembo, of course, all round. Olin's, of course, it's got all the fruit on as it would. The frame's a custom Suda frame and swing arm. 150 horsepower. 1950cc air-cooled V-twin. Built by Suda as well. So the whole bike's basically a Suda. I don't know. I'm not sure how much Arch had input into it. Maybe they told them the specs and that's what they got. 150 horsepower out of a almost 2-litre motor. Yes, well, it's fine in America, I suppose. What can you say? Anyway, that's there. It's called the Arch 2SR. Looks pretty cool, to be fair. But anyway, I don't know. That's the Arch. Troy Herfoss. Yeah, that's more the super bikes, though, wasn't it? Talking about, Steve? Anyway, let's move on from the old America and Arch. You should break it down to New Zealand for a summer season down here. But anyway, they raised some eyebrows when they announced that they're definitely going to do Isle of Man in 2026. So that's a pretty big leap, going from those boutique, bespoke V-twins to the most dangerous race on the planet. It's not, it's not a small thing, but hey, if they pull it off, it'll be something to watch. But just great to see somebody of Keanu Reeves, who I've never met, but he apparently is really, he's the nice guy of Hollywood. So great ambassador for motorcycles, and I think I saw him a couple of GPs ago doing the old flag at a GP somewhere. Can't remember where it was. Anyway. What else? Okay, so I was just online the other day, and you're talking about the Bagger Champion, I think, because those two brothers, wasn't it? There was two brothers, Corey, and they were like big Harley hopes, and they've never. Well, they just get in the maybe on the podium, but I don't think they ever won the championship, either of them. So. Because that King of the Baggers, that's been going for about 3 or 4 seasons now. And I know that they have started a very similar series in Europe. So it includes Gold Wings. You can have anything based on a cruiser. So it'll be a bit more variety in the European one. Maybe not as much money there, but, there you go. Still might be interesting. So anyways, I was cruising around the internet the other day, and I found this freaking cool. I don't know what it is. I don't know what even call it cool. I just thought I'm gonna put this in today's podcast. Anyway, there's a guy in England called Andy Stevenson, just a backyard guy. He got an Aprilia V4 engine, and he built this crazy looking bike. Here it is, just insane. Let's we can zoom in a bit. Here we go. So he built everything. It's got, I don't know, it looks like a Meccano set in a way. But it looks like something out of Mad Max. Definitely very, very futuristic. But it was just so interesting, I thought, you know what, I'll save a couple of photos of it. There it is again. And bring them into the group. Get away from my head. Anyway, basically, yeah, grabbed a V4 engine and build a bike around it in his backyard. So pretty cool. Yeah, pretty wild, to be fair. Anyway, there's not a lot of details about it, but I just found it on the internet somewhere. It's not your average tool in the weekend. Yeah. This one looks alien, right? Does look not my cup of tea, to be fair. So I do notice those. Did anybody pick up on the old Arch? Go back to the Arch. On the Arch colour scheme. Most Kiwi freaking hardcore riders would notice something about the colour scheme of Arch. Yeah, but I thought too. They've borrowed the Britain colours. Actually, they've kind of reversed the Britain colours, haven't they? Exactly. Well, bit far from a Britain. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, pink and blue, basically. Just like the Britain was. Or maybe the Britain was blue and pink. I don't know. Anyway. What has been happening? Oh, yeah, so Rodin Cars. You guys know who Rodin is? Rodin Cars? This freaking cool guy from Australia called Dave Dicker, I think his name is. Anyway, he is mad on race cars and stuff. He's got no family, so he's put everything into race cars. He obviously loves cars and race cars. He's built these awesome freaking Rodin cars. You can go and buy one. They're faster than a Formula One car. Insane, these things. And they scratch build everything. They even got their own foundry there. They 3D print titanium, all sorts of stuff. Anyhow, this guy has a track. He built a beautiful track up in the mountains. Probably an hour and a half from Christchurch. Fantastic. The whole facility. They build the bikes, the cars there. They do all this stuff. And I'm looking like this because I'm trying to flip it around for you. Before I show it to you. There you go. So anyway, they just released this new design, or these images of some new design engine he's got. It's obviously it's a V8, but yeah, I guess it's made out of, I don't know, this done it. It's, well, just look for yourself anyway. Oh, that's not it. Too far, Colin. Here we go. So here we go. That's it. It's up north of Wire. Beautiful place, eh? Oh, you're talking about the alien bike? Yeah, no, it's not a Britain, that's for sure. So anyway, here's the Rodin engine. Looks trick as hell. And of course I got thinking, I thought, you've gone to all that effort to design this freaking crazy crazy new engine. You know, with these teaser images that they put on the Facebook, V8 platform for cars, and it's going to be obviously for track focused hyper cars and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, me being cheeky, I said to them, it was on their Facebook group, and I says, oh, you ought to do a V2 or a V4 version and build a motorbike around it. And their response, they said, well, that's an idea. So I says, well, happy to lead the project. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll get another Kiwi superbike, Rodin's superbike. Stranger things that happen, mate. You just never know. But yeah, if you've taken the inland Kaikoura Road, you will have driven right past this beautiful facility. I mean, even the grounds. I've said it before. They must have gone and found a really good groundsman, and that the whole place just looks like it looks like a golf course, but with a racetrack instead. It's beautiful. So yeah, who knows? Maybe I planted the seed, and we're going to get another Kiwi, another Kiwi superbike. I don't know. Who knows? Okay, all right. So what's been happening for the winter? It's been pretty cold, to be fair. Ridden a few times, nothing overnight or anything like that. Just a few. Duck out at 11 and get home by 3 before everything freezes again. But I got to thinking I'm going to upgrade my bike, the old multi. And I thought, well, even though it's a funny looking bike, I like tradition. I'm a pretty conservative sort of guy. And so I thought, do I go and get because bikes are pretty cheap at the moment, the market's really soft, and I thought, well, do I go and get another bike, another Multistrada, one of the newer ones? But to be honest, I don't like any of the newer ones. One, I don't like rider aids. I like 100% my input into the bike. And two, I love, I'm from that 80s, so I love the trellis frame and the air-cooled motors and all that. So even though the old early Motostrada looks a bit different, I'm at an age where I don't care anymore, right? So I don't care what other people, I just know that it's a freaking good bike to ride and really enjoy it. So the downside, of course, is that the bike's knocking on 100,000 Ks. Motor's still good as gold. Motor's fantastic, but there's been a few bits and pieces. I did the clutch a while ago, so I had to replace the whole clutch. Battery here, just bits and pieces. And I thought, I'm going to ride this until it's just scrap, or then I have to find something else. But I might cut my losses now, find a low K one. I just can't bring myself to go to the next model up, which was the 1200s. And I thought, well, if I find a low K one, I'll go with that. Well, I did find a low K one, but it wasn't quite cheap enough for what I wanted. It was done 20,000, and he wasn't budging on price. And I thought, well, market's soft at the moment. I don't want to spend that much money, and so found another one, 25,000 Ks. So boom, did it. Dropped the hammer, and so here we have them. So I'm going to pull a few bits. Well, to be honest, I really spent last weekend pulling a bunch of bits off. I'm going to... There's some good, nice bits, tasty bits on my old bike. I'm going to swap them over onto the new bike. So the old bike's going to get lots of near new stock bits, and the new bike is actually 2003, so it's actually a year older, is going to get some of the nice bits. So I've already swapped the exhaust over. I couldn't bear to part with my beautiful stay-tuned full system, so it sounds fantastic, just like it did before. And so very shortly I'll be putting the older one on the market. And that's where I picked up the it's outside the guy's place, who funnily enough was in the army at the same time as me. He was in a tanky. He was in the Armoured Corps, but he knew some of my mates too, so that was pretty cool. We had caught up on a lot of stuff, talking and catching up on old stuff from the 80s. He's ridden right through, had a nice Triumph there, yeah. So there you go, second Multistrada. So I've decided this bike at 25,000, 70,000 Ks less than my old bike. It should keep me happy until I can't swing a leg anymore. So this one will take me right through, I'm guessing, is what I'm saying. It's comfortable, it's quick enough. I personally, I like the... I feel it's a little bit underpowered for me, but then, that's what the 749's for, right? But this certainly will be not like my daily run, because I don't use bikes every day. I don't ride my bike every day for work and that. This will be my go-to, especially like trips down to the bird, of course. This is perfect for that sort of riding. So, and plus, I know it inside out now. I do all my maintenance on this, except for any injection and timing stuff and all that. I'm not chasing horsepower anymore, really. Just good, comfortable rides. So, yeah, that's what's happening. There's a lot of shy people on tonight. Nobody's saying much, except for you two. Stretch gives his apologies. He is on a plane in about an hour and a half's time. He's flying to England for a wedding. So he can't make it tonight. So he sends his apologies. Stop by and send me this afternoon. Now, just if you're based in New Zealand or close to Geraldine, which is, of course, Geraldine is the international headquarters of Dusty Visor motorcycles. I don't know. This trailer is owned by one of our Dusty Visor crew, a good rooster called Cam, or Cam Luxton. You can Google him. You'll find him on YouTube. Actually, he's a damn good freaking singer. Spent some time in Nashville, actually, to be fair. Anyway, this is his trailer, and it's, you know, if you need to borrow a trailer, then he's happy to lend it. So this is a Girardin-based trailer for free to borrow, as long as we don't abuse it, of course. Yeah. What else? That's about all I got, really. Not too many people talking. Q, I loved your series on around Milford Sound. I looked up that Deer Flats camping ground where you stayed. I want to stay next to that river too. I love camping next to the old rivers where you can hear the water running. So I'm going to be probably stopping there around Burt time. So Steve's coming over. Hopefully that's still the plan. Steve, you're coming over for the Burt trip, and we'll take him up there and show him there as well. Q. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for that video that you did. Very good. Really enjoyed that series on around Milford. Oh yeah, 2 episodes to go. Yeah. Well, we went into Milford after the Burt. 9 days of riding. Burt, West Coast to Milford. No rain. Did not rain on us at all. We never got wet. And I did video the trip in, but we were kind of needed to rack up some Ks, so I wasn't mucking around. It's hard when you're in a big group of guys to stop and start and all the video stuff. So yeah, I could probably do it again, to be fair. Mind you, I've got plenty of footage now. So yeah, that's one thing that we've put in the Facebook group about the trailer, Steve, is that probably needs a bit of a sandblast and a repaint, and a box. It's got room for a box on the front. Spare wheel. When the guy sold him the trailer, for some reason he took the spare wheel off. Don't ask me why. And it'll take 2 sport bikes pretty well. So we'll put two front wheel chocks on. We're going to redeck it as well. You could probably squeeze 3 on if you put 2 forward, 1 facing back. Those ramps, you can slide them all the way across. I think the guy who got it from used to have a 4-wheeler on it. So there you go. All incriminating videos. No, not me. Those days are over. Well, they're not really. I am going to buy I've got to go to the States later this year, so I'm going to pick up I've decided I'm going to get a radar detector. Steve give me a neat little GPS that fits onto the front of my multi-strata. And just, I think that's the only thing I'm really missing is the radar detector. Touch wood, I haven't got a ticket on the bike for a long time, but sometimes, you know, well, quite often, I think there's a lot of luck involved there. So anyway, yeah. And Q, you've been using your drone on your trips. That's been great to see. Very nice. Yeah, I would like a bit more power on it to be fair, but it is what it is. It's not a deal breaker for me. Still gets up there. Yeah, well, one of the other guys, Nigel. I think I mentioned this last month's Mancave Sessions or the one before. Nigel got 2 tickets in a day, and that took him over the limit, and he's been walking for 3 months. So, unfortunately for him, but and he doesn't have a radar detector. but Mike does. Guzzy Mike, and Guzzy Mike sometimes pops in here on a Friday night. Maybe he is here tonight, just not talking. But anyway, so I'm going to get one. I'm going to get a unit in. I think it's called the R4 is the one I want. Not too big, and I think it'll mount pretty good. But yeah. Well, I know with lasers, it's once you get laser, that's it. They've got you, so there's no dodging a laser. But certainly on our open roads here, Steve, to be fair, we don't see a lot of cops, but we're not like, for example, New South Wales, where you're going down the highway and you see the next gantry full of lasers or radar detect the cameras on the next gantry as soon as you go under one. Yeah, we're nothing like that. So there's a lot of, to be fair, there's plenty of room out there on the roads. You don't really. We'll be lucky if we see 2 cops between here and Invercargill when we go inland, and that's 500 k's, 600 k's. So, but anyway, I don't know. I think I'll get it. Be handy for my truck as well. Although I normally just leave it on cruise control just to be sure, just so I don't tempt myself. Anyway, if you're watching and you haven't jumped in the chat yet, it'd be great if you popped in the chat and said good day to everybody there. Q, he's up in near Rangiora, Christchurch. Steve is from Melbourne, but he's actually in Auckland at the moment. So, just tell us where you're from and what you're riding. We've gone over quite a bit of stuff, and we sort of normally just second half of the sessions, we normally just sit and BS and talk about stuff. So give us a shout, let us know what you're up to. It's has been a cold winter, to be fair. I don't know about you guys, but I'm all for global warming. If this is freaking, if it means we can ride long in the summer, I'm up for it, because it's been pretty cold winter for us down here. We're in the shady side. We had a good frost this morning, and in the shady side it stayed frozen all day, which is a good indication, right? So anyway, of course we should be going out, Q. I think isn't it supposed to rain tomorrow down our way? Are you going north or south? Two weeks without being on the bike. Heck, doing it hard, Q. You're missing it. What else happening? Oh yeah, boy, Kerry. Okay, yeah, it's nice up in there. Yeah, well, it's one thing I've got on the old bike, but I'm not gonna swap them over and put them on the new bike. The heated grips are gonna stay with the older bike. I thought about it, but then I was like, no. Maybe I'll get some new Oxfords or something. There's nice integrated switch ones. Pretty cool. What do you think of Auckland, Steve? You're gonna camp in August, Q. I hope you're going to the coast. West Coast will be alright. It'll be cold inland. Yeah, I don't know. I know what you're saying about the heated gloves, but I really like just riding, and then if it's because New Zealand's similar to around Melbourne, Victoria, the weather can change pretty quick. I like just hitting the button and the grips heat up, and just having that they're there if I need them. If you got to have the battery gloves, then you got to take them right from the start of the day, right? Anyway, Who else? Yeah, that's me too. I don't worry about the batteries because you know, you got to take those battery gloves. You got to take them right from the start. You know, decide you're going to wear the battery gloves that when you leave home, and I just rather just hit a button that's on my grips. Oh, there's something else I've done. I dropped the freaking hammer on a new helmet, an AGV, which I've never owned an AGV before. But anyway, I quite like these AGVs. So I help out at the racing and that, do a bit of stewarding, and part of that is inspecting the gear at the start of the day. And so you see all sorts of helmets come through. And I've got to say that the AGV, that the Piste, is beautiful, beautiful helmet. But I'm not spending freaking $1,400 on a helmet. Not this day and age. No, I'm not. Used to, did that in the past with the old RIs. But anyway, and so I thought, well, I'm going to have another look at AGVs. And because I sort of thought the K5 was up my alley. Anyway, so I had a look at the K5 again, and I talked to this guy that I was checking his gear at the racetrack, and he said, they've got a sale on at the moment, right? So, do have a head for them, Paul. Head. Oh, the RIs. No, the AGV. Well, I'm an RI guy. I don't fit the Shoei. Shoei's a real round. So I got the AGV. I'm more a and I've tried them in the past in the shop and seemed to fit me all right. So, yeah. So, I pulled the trigger on a K5 because they're on special. So they were only $500. And got a hold of Callum at Moto Mounts. He's the guy that makes the chin mounts for your action camera, GoPros and so on. So he designs them and builds them to specifically fit each type of helmet. So you find your helmet through his big list, and then you order that mount, and that comes with 3M double-sided tape that you can never frickin', so strong you never get it off. And so I've got the chin mount one off Callum at Moto Mounts. You'll see in all my videos there's a link to Moto Mounts there. He's makes good stuff. And so I'll be doing a video, bit of an unpacking and a my review of the AGV. And hopefully, Steve says it's noisy. I hope it's not as noisy as my dirty old LS2. I've had an LS2, which to be fair, I can't complain about. It only cost me $250. But, and pretty good helmet for, I guess, for what it is, but noisy. Very noisy. You'll hear in any of my videos when I'm riding, you'll hear me half shouting. But anyway, I don't know if I've got a Euro head or not. We'll see. I haven't really ridden it riding, so we'll see just in the shop. And I always get a bit nervous about just in the shop, things are different. And so, but anyway, I think it'll be all right. Yeah, I know. But they are beautiful. Give them that. They're beautiful helmets. That's for sure. And the K5 comes with the pin lock, comes with the tinted drop down interior visor, which I really liked about the LS2. And of course the pin lock, I wouldn't ride without the pin lock anymore. They're fantastic. So it ticked all the boxes. Yeah. Look out for that video coming up fairly soon. I'll do one on that. I have kind of documented the transition of these two multi-stratas. I'm not sure I'll do a video about that or not, but we'll see. All right, I'm going to go and get one more beer. Q, what are you drinking at the moment? What have you homebrewed? Nice whiskey or something? I know, the glasses. They told me when I did my eye test about 2 months ago, they said you're right on the level, right on the limit for glasses for driving and riding. So anyway, let me go and get a beer. Back in a tick. I like my hazies in winter time. Too cold for the light beers, so I like to go and get the one with a bit of body. You know, I'm trying this low carb hazy, but to be honest, I don't like it very much. Had a couple last night. Yeah, last night with my mate Dylan. Now Dylan rides. He's the local guy here. He rides. He's got a nice Triumph Bonnie. And anyway, had a couple of beers with him. They're 7%ers. Beautiful hazy though. So I left this place with a big grin on my face. They're really good beers. So a Heineken. Yeah, dirty old Heineken. Yep. I'll get the invisible bottles when it warms up again. You guys, both you two know what I'm talking about because you've been around since the beginning. But you know, my old invisible bottle when I drink out of the green bottles. Oh yeah. Right on. That's about all I've got, to be fair. MotoGP it's been a great season. And I'm excited about it. I'm excited to see my first MotoGP week, I guess, in October. Going over to Melbourne, going to hang out with Steve. We're going out to the Phillip Island and do the whole thing. I'll even buy a t-shirt probably. I'm not really big on buying the t-shirts, but I think I'll have to. What else has been going on? About it. So Steve's heading home tomorrow. Coconut stout. Yeah, well, Steve, you get Steve's plan is, I think, still on the cards to get down here for the Burt trip in February. Accommodation we're fully booked out. Our group's fully, basically got no spots left at the moment. But yeah. So unfortunately, timing's bad, Steve, because I could have just held on to the other multi for a while, and you would have been back on a multi again. Yeah, it's been pretty good this year, QA. Even though, I mean, to be fair, I mean, Marquez has obviously dominated, but still been quite exciting. I've quite enjoyed this year. I'll be looking forward to when they ditch these ride height devices and all that nonsense. I don't know how that's all slipped in. But anyway, yeah, no, it has been quite exciting this year. And I'm enjoying old Alex Marquez. You know, he's like the quiet, understated one. You know, the quiet achiever, and he doesn't have the ego, and of course, like some of them other guys have. He seems to be quite good. Yes, Q, you must get to the Burt sometime. It'll be right up your alley because you've got a rally, you've got everything. Got a rally, got all the racing and stuff. You know what those roads are like down there? There's nothing on them, and they're just pristine. You'd come down with us, mate, sleep on the couch, or no, you'd probably go to the rally anyway, but we'd catch up with you there, of course. We're going to have a support wagon going down with all the gear, so we won't be too loaded up with stuff. Probably going to break it down in 2 days because it's a big to do it one day to get down there is big. It's a pretty big day. So I think we're going to break it down, stop in Alex or somewhere on the way. That's probably about halfway, and have a few bevies, watch the sun go down. Yeah. Well, we'll catch up anyway, no matter what, Q. So, because the timing of it, if it depends, like beach racing, for example, depends on the tides. They can only race at low tide. So, a couple of years ago, the racing didn't start till 6 at PM. Remember, it's summer, so it didn't get dark till 10. And then last year, I think, it started at 2 or 3 in the afternoon. So you've always got 3 or 4 or 5 hours most days to go and do other stuff. You do the Catlin Loop, you can go out to Manapuri. There's so much riding to do there. It's just great. Yeah. Anyway, team, I've got my beer. No one else in the chat? Let us know. I can see there's 5 people here, so it was 8 before, but everyone's a bit shy. Maybe they don't speak English. Hablo español, eh? Te lo digo. There you go. Something you might not have known about me. Yeah, mate. Oh. But yeah. Anything else happening there, everyone? So what happens if you're watching and you're thinking this is boring because they're not saying much? We've done all the news at the beginning of the podcast. Now we're just into the just chat and banter. And then yeah, so it's not always as boring. We are a bit more organised than that. Strapping. I got a bought and paid for beer belly, but then I still train. I still train in martial arts regularly, probably 3 nights a week. I was a hunting guide before COVID for 25 years, so I was always walking around in the hills and the mountains. No, I haven't seen the price on it yet for the new ERZ. No. I did see the guy that I bought the multi off. Just bought the new CF Moto 450, and yeah, he didn't say much about it, but freaking looked fine, looked alright. Just like everybody, the proof will be in the pudding. How 5 years, 10 years from now, when they've done 25, 30,000 Ks. Are they ready for the parts bin, or are they still going strong? And that's one thing, if you think about it, CF Moto, even the Cove, the oldest ones of those are only going to be 2 or 3 or 4 years old, 20,000 Ks on them maybe, but nobody really knows yet. So anyway, what? Come on, there's 8 people on. Nobody wants to talk. Where are you from? We're here coming to you from Geraldine in New Zealand. But Steve in the chat from Melbourne, one of the long-time, probably founding Dusty Visor motorcycle supporters. We've got Q. It's old Ghost Grizzo there. No prize for guessing what he rides. He's got a fantastic channel. Does a lot of rallies. around New Zealand, especially South Island and the North. But he's always putting good videos out. Don't be shy. Drop something in the chat and tell us who you are. That'd be great. Give us something more to talk about. Try and normally go for about an hour. Mancave Sessions normally about an hour. Sometimes we'll cut it short if there's, like now, we're running out of things to talk about. Normally about an hour. So you probably get 20 minutes, half an hour at the start of my news and what's been happening. Things that are happening in the motorcycle world that I think's worth talking about. Top Rack next year. What do you think Top Rack's going to do? I think there is boulevards in New Zealand, Steve. The Suzuki boulevards. I think so. Top Rack. I don't think he's going to be like when the other ones come up. He's not going to finish the season in the top 5 or 6. If he's looking for a top 10 finish then the next season, I think that would be good. But it's going to take a little while. It's a big step from Superbikes to MotoGP. Totally different bikes, right? And he'll have to make an adjustment to that. So we'll see what happens. We could go the other way and just blitz everybody because the guy's freaking, doesn't have that crutch of all the technology that the MotoGP has. Bikes have. World Superbikes, not so much going on. A smaller brain on the bike, mate, if you know what I mean. So we'll see what happens with Top Rack. Be interested to see. I think the Boulevard, to be fair, I was telling you about Dylan, my old mate with the Triumph. We seen a Boulevard the other day in a shop, and it's for sale. And it had been stored outside. It had quite a bit of rust in the chrome, but luckily we know shiny bits. Definitely South Island's premier electroplating business for cars and bikes. Well, that's based in town here, and he's a bloody good rooster, old Jeff. And I said to Dylan, buy the bike, and we'll just rip all the chrome off and get Jeff to strip it back and re-chrome it. So, yeah, they're not expensive bike, as I understand, anyway. I might see if I can get a photo. I'm pretty sure I got a photo on my phone, Steve, of this one. The guy, he didn't want too much for it, but. Good story, Q. Yeah, I don't know what it is about bike shops, but they call them sales people, but they're not very good at sales, most of them, I imagine. I got an email from Casbolts. No, I got an email from Ducati saying, we're doing a survey. If you're interested, start the survey. And I thought, yeah, I'll do the survey. And it was about your local Ducati dealer. So the only one in the South Island, official Ducati dealer in the South Island is Casbolts up in Christchurch, which is a fantastic bike shop. It's quite big for New Zealand standards. So you can go in there and pretty much any brand of helmet, you can try them out. They'll have all the sizes. So quite good. And so anyway, part of the questions was talking about, your experiences at the dealership. The last time I went in there, my pet hate, and it was freaking, it hadn't changed. So I went in there, and there's about 4 or 5, quite a few salespeople there, all with their heads down in computers. You can wander around for 20 minutes. No one comes up to you. Trying gear on, trying helmets on. I had to freaking stand there and go like that to get somebody to come over. Look, you can see I've been here for a while. I'm quite interested in this. Anyway, so that was on the in the Ducati. I guess it came from Ducati worldwide Ducati, okay, from headquarters in Italy or something, that it's making sure that all the dealers around the world are looking after their clients. So I actually did mention something there, and I actually told the sales guy there too as well. I says, this deal, man, sell a lot more. Interesting, no commission, eh? They don't get commission. There's no commission for the guys. Only ones on a commission are guys in the that sell the new bikes, apparently. So I heard somewhere, maybe. Yeah, CCMG. I've never been into CMG, but I know anybody who's ever mentioned CMG to me has not been happy. Now CMG, Piaggio, Guzzi, MV Augusta. Well, there is really none proper dealer in New Zealand for MV Augusta, but can't remember. Oh, they're CF Moto too, aren't they? Yeah. Yeah. Nobody I've ever spoke to, everyone who's brought up CMG to me has never said, oh, they're great. So we had a thing in the hunting game, because hunting's just like anything else. It's a product or a service, and there's a market, and you've got to try and compete with everybody else. And you got to sell your product, right? And I used to say to the guys that come to the show, we should go to the shows and do all these shows in the States and around Europe and stuff. And I said to the guys I took over, I says, you got to remember, and I used to tell all my guides, all the guys work for us and that, so, you're one-on-one with the clients. And if somebody has a good hunt, they tell 10 people. If someone has a bad experience, they tell 100. You can apply that to anything, and it's true. So all you've got to do is do a proper job and look after the client, right? Seems simple, but for some reason, I know, people struggle with that concept. That's a good idea, Q. Should we? Oh, I'd feel bad, having to be like consumer or something and put that on YouTube. That's a good idea, though. But you'd have to do an average, because sometimes somebody might come straight up to you, or you might catch their eye and they'll come over. But hard to say. But yeah, good idea. You do it, Q. I'll back you. Yeah. To be fair, I mean, I still enjoy going into Cas Bolts, and there's a young fella there that I've sort of get a bit of banter going with him now, and he's all right. Plus they've got nice customer toilets. I don't drink tea or coffee and that, but you can have a coffee there. They've got a pretty good selection of new bikes anyway. Don't see that many second-hand Ducatis in there, but anyway. Yeah, that's a problem. You do a video like that, Q, and you get blacklisted from freaking every dealer in Christchurch. Right, guys. Well, that's probably it for me. Thanks everybody for coming in. I see there's three other people there somewhere that are a bit shy to talk. That's fine. I hope you've enjoyed it. Go back and it'll get uploaded to the YouTube channel pretty quick after we finish, and you'll be able to see the beginning part of the session where I go over the motorcycle stuff that's caught my eye in the last month, last 4 weeks. So yeah, what beer do I prefer? Summer when it's hot, lagers, light stuff. And in winter time, the old UTI. All the girls know what I'm talking about. UTI, urinary tract infection. Yeah, good Q. Yeah, thanks for coming in, mate. As always, look forward to catching up with you guys once a month. Should make it more. Maybe we'll do it live. Maybe we'll get Q and Well, I can either hook you up and you can come in as a guest with your own screen, or else I can bring in, you can sit here with a chair, Q. You can decide. Anyway, safe trip back to Melbourne, Steve. Q, thanks for coming in. And so, yeah, ride carefully out there. Watch out for friggin' all the crazy ones on the road. Have a good month. If you're in New Zealand, stay warm. Riding season's coming. We are in the middle of winter, so still a little way yet, but it's coming. And I'll catch up with you next month. Have a good month. Have a good August, everybody.